Hello, it's me, Nigel the Tiger, and I'm going to be talking about a few things. Okay, this is better, I think. Alright, so anyway, as I said, I'm going to talk about a few things which is related with this post made by AJ Fried saying, following up on my post yesterday, I have some balance/rework ideas and I'd like to get your thoughts on them. Below is a thread of polls on different ideas. You can also reply with any more detailed thoughts. Thank you guys for all the feedback. Alright, so the first idea, these are all concepts and are not finalized. I'll talk about a few of these and give my personal opinion. If you can see, I voted for a yes on all of them, but anyway. Players now have a health bar system, and Piggy traps now deal different damage per trap. Falling off heights or stepping into acid also now only do damage rather than an instant death. I think this is more of like a really interesting idea because like certain traps are probably gonna have different damage. I'm assuming that like certain traps like the black hole trap might have less damage as a trade-off for like their special gimmick, which I'm assuming in this case for the black hole trap would be because like it can easily like gravitate players towards the trap. But as far as that trap thing goes, I'd say it's a pretty good concept. It's not exactly it's how do I say this? I'd say the concept is interesting because it gives a lot more danger to the traps than before. Because before that, it was just like, oh, you got stuck for a little bit, but there wasn't much danger because if the piggy was too far away, it wouldn't really matter that much. But now it is actually has some sort of danger. And also, I guess that's a really cool realistic element for other things, such as falling off heights or what I assume would be from places like the forest map, maybe the city map. Maybe not city though, because like realistically, if you fell from a building, you would definitely die. But I wonder if there's gonna be an ability that like slightly heals up your HP. Not a lot, but like enough to say, for example, enough to be able to handle like whatever the second weakest amount of damage you can take. That'll probably cost like 10 energy. I don't know. I'll go into that in like a different video if I ever get like the idea to the yap about that. Book 2 bot pathfinding added for all Book 1 and Book 2 bots that do not have it. Now that is a really good idea. I instant yes, and do I really have to explain it? It makes the pathfinding a whole lot more interesting. Trader mode is renamed to include a new role called Sheriff. Sheriff gets a gun that players can pick up if /1 when the sheriff is killed. And Trader now has the slash throw knife to take out players. So basically Murder Mystery 2. I don't know what to really say about that, but you know what? Yeah, I guess that's an interesting concept. Yeah, I don't know what to really say. It's basically just MM2 at that point. Like, not that I hate the game, but like I don't know. It's not that really interesting. But yeah, I guess that can do it. I wonder if is the piggy still gonna have a role in that case? Is the piggy gonna even like show up in trader mode at all? Is it just like survive the trader or until like you can escape or something? But that's what I have a real question about. Maybe it'll be more clarification. Tag mode is removed. Yes. Yes. Remove tag mode. Tag mode is the most useless thing in all of history. The same map or chapter cannot be voted 3 times in a row, avoiding some servers picking the same map. Yeah, that's a pretty good concept. In case if anyone wants to know, in a normal public server, you can only vote for a certain map 3 times, but in a private server, there's probably, as what I heard AJ Fry say in this different tweet talking about this specific possible change, there will be something you can do in order to disable that G times in a row and then have to wait, so you can infinitely vote for a certain map. So you know what? That's actually a good thing. You know, you can at least play other maps and get used to other places instead of playing the same three darn maps over and over again. Yeah, like AJ Fried over here said that Nature fights to like the response that somebody had about like the thing in regards of how maps should cannot be voted 3 times in a row. I think yeah, that's a good idea. VIP commands would bypass it. Piggy now has a rage mode, which works as a stamina bar that charges up slowly over the round and can be used to sprint. Hmm, this one's a little bit iffy. I mean, don't get me wrong, Piggy needs like a slight boost in terms of like what they can do in order to catch up to players, but like I don't know. Maybe it's like an ability that slightly like increases Piggy's momentum speed for a whole while. I'm not sure how this should work. Like, does it take up 2 trap spots or something? Because that plus the 3 traps is arguably gonna be way too overpowered for the Piggy. But like, would it count as like a trap slot, or like, will it count for 2, or is it just like its own separate thing? I don't know. It's really complicated. Definitely like a maybe. I don't know. Slippery trap, ice trap. Causes the survivor to freeze in place for 1 second every 5 seconds for the next 15 seconds. Drees stun that happens over 15 seconds at random, I guess. That's actually a little bit more useful than the original one, which, if you want to know what the original one did, it's basically just the egg trap, except somehow even more useless. Um, that change is honestly fine. I like that. And finally, the Love Struck Trap. Piggy somewhat becomes transparent to the player while the effect is active on a player. Similar transparency to the player camouflage ability. I was going to say that they should probably remove like at least the spinning effect, because I didn't have much problem with like the other elements of the Love Struck Trap. But maybe there's something that you can do with that. Imagine knowing that the player's running into a specific area and not knowing where you are, you can cut them off at those unexpected time. Hmm. I do wonder if like if one player gets hit, will the transparency get affected for all other players, or is it just that one player? I wonder. I think that's a good, slightly okay change. I honestly would have been fine if they just removed the spinning effect, but whatever, I guess. Alright, anyway, that's basically it, I guess. There's not much else I could really say, but I think most of the concepts are great, except for like maybe the rage mode thing. As funny as it is to like Piggy popping the ready or not, here I come. Um, I do think there's probably need to be more clarification on how that should work. Like, will it take up like a trap slot or something? Because that plus 3 traps is arguably gonna be way too overpowered. But everything else, yeah, I'd say that's pretty much that I'm completely on board with. Especially the HP system. That's really interesting. Anyway, this is Niger the Tiger. I'm gonna end the video here. Something burger.